Hello, welcome back to Big Fella's Weight Loss Podcast. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about holidays. One of the lads I was playing football with last night has just got back from Turkey, and we were talking about it. And you brought it up as a great idea as an episode. So, let's jump into it.
Here we are. Yeah, absolutely. I've got an all-inclusive holiday booked in a few weeks' time. And so, yeah, this is at the front of my mind right now. And it's like, how does this affect my weight loss journey? And how do we deal with it? How do we prepare for it?
I think the issue is it's so easy to just say, fuck it, I'm on holiday, I'm just going to do what I want. And to be fair, I don't blame people for doing that, especially if you're on it.
It's your holiday. You need time to relax, unwind, and not think about things that you would often have to deal with and have to sort of challenge yourself with. So it's a holiday. My first thoughts are, fuck it, just kick back, relax. It's only a week, and then deal with it thereafter. So,
and if that is the attitude you're going to take, then I think, well, fair play, that's your choice, and who are we to say don't do that?
Yeah.
But I suppose the point of this episode is, if you want to go out there, you want to make some better decisions and come back feeling a little bit better, then how can we go about it?
I think we also need to just sort of part of this, just maybe holidays, but also sort of special occasions and sort of like Christmas, Easter, and family occasions. We all have like a family get together. I had one at the weekend, and and so when the family are together and we're doing a big barbecue or something, then we'll switch. Sort of the normal practices kind of get switched off or get put to the back of the mind. So it's something that we need to think about, and it's, I guess, for me, I think we have to accept these things are happening, enjoy them, but I guess it's minimising the impact and making sure you don't fall off the wagon come the end of it, and you can still carry on with your weight loss journey thereafter.
It's that change of routine, I think, isn't it? Like you're obviously you're normally at work, you have a routine, you get into that routine, and if you're trying to eat healthy, you'll get into a routine of eating healthy around whatever your commitments are. And then all of a sudden you have this family event, you have this holiday, you have whatever it is.
And it's just so much food, alcohol.
And then there's that temptation to say, well, screw it, because I'm not going to worry about it because of this. Yeah. But I do think there's some great... Let's start with holiday, like as in summer holiday. We're in summer at the time of recording.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will probably be going off on holiday. Even when this episode's released, there's still going to be people going away enjoying the last of the summer, I'd imagine. So what can people do to minimise weight gain, I suppose, on holiday?
Well, I think it's really just understanding this is going to be a challenging situation, but let's be realistic, set realistic goals. Don't have to say, look, I'm going to go on holiday and continue my diet. That's bollocks. No one's doing that. No one's going to want to do that. But maybe I don't need to gorge myself either. Maybe there's still some level of mindfulness attached to this that, yeah, okay, it's all inclusive. I can eat as much as I want. I can drink as much as I want. But do I really need to be pouring a beer at 10 a.m.? I know. There's a novelty to that, and maybe on the first day you might do it. But yeah, I mean, when you start drinking early, it does screw you for the day, and it's not something you're not going to be able to carry on sort of longer into the day when it's like that.
No, I totally agree, and I think that you don't really want to be going on holiday thinking I'm going to calorie count, I'm going to look at what I'm putting into my body. You're on holiday, for God's sake, go and enjoy yourself. But I do think there's a few things that you can do. So I think you've hit the nail on the head with alcohol. I think alcohol, certainly for me when I'm away. So I was away last week. It wasn't outside. It was within the UK. It was just a trip with some family members. But I noticed that come 3 o'clock, I'm cracking open a beer.
Yeah, of course you are.
And then by 7, 8 o'clock at night, I've already had 3 or 4 cans at least. And that's, that's not drinking heavily. That's just you've cracked one open and you're sipping.
So once you've cracked it, that's where you go. You keep going, don't you?
So 3 or 4 beers, that's a lot of alcohol. And, we've had another speaker on recently who says, alcohol actually stops you burning fat. It's not just a case of the calories in the beer. It's the fact that alcohol stops that.
And the impact is worse as you get older. So as we're hitting middle age,
we're fucked.
yeah, it's harder. Like I say, it's in your 20s, you can burn it off, and in your 30s, you might be able to get away with it. But we're in our 40s now, and yeah, it starts to catch up with you a bit, doesn't it?
But then you're on holiday, so you know, it kind of is what it is. But I think what I'm saying is, you know, drink. You're on holiday. Say, go and have a drink, go and have a beer if you want a beer. But do you need to have a beer at 2 PM, or can you wait until maybe your evening meal at 5, 6 o'clock, whatever time that might be?
Yeah.
And by doing that, you're making a better decision. You're probably cutting out over that holiday 10 beers.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
No, it is. But it's not just the food aspect. I think there's other things you can do while on holiday. Again, you can be active on holiday. It's not just a case of just sitting by a pool and doing fuck all. You can be active. I know in the place I'm travelling to later this month, there's a gym in the hotel, so maybe I can just crack a half-hour workout and do a little bit of something just to sort of keep me ticking. There's a swimming pool. You can go swimming. You can there's a sports facility. You can have a kickabout with the kids and that.
I bet you they'll have like those clubs as well, because you go in Spain, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, all the all-inclusive holidays I've been to in Spain, it's great because you got all those sort of like, you know, who's up for playing, you know, pool, volleyball, or whatever it is. Get involved. Like, it's good. It's good fun.
It is. But and also, it's social as well. We get to know a few more people, make some friends.
Burn calories.
And burn calories. I mean, that's what we want to do at the end of the day. But certainly for me, as someone when I go on holiday, I'm not one to just sit by the pool and do nothing. I like to explore the place. I'll have a wander around the town. If there's a mountain in the local area or a big hill or something like that, I'll be the kind of let's get me boots on and let's have a trek up there and see what it's all about. I mean, it's things like that we can do. You can hire a bike. There's another great example. Jump on a bike and just sort of cycle around the local town, check out the local area. I think when you go on holiday, you want to do that bit more. And I guess if you're putting this into like family occasions and that, then you can still be a bit active when you're at home. If you've got a family barbecue, you can have a kickabout with your kids. You can play some sort of outdoor games and that. And there's always opportunity there to just get that a little bit more active. You don't have to just sit on a deck chair and wait for your dad to serve up burgers from the barbecue. There's a bit more there that can be done. So that's a big part of it, I guess.
Mm. And I think there's other things that you can do as well. Like, you know, there are going to be most people listening to this podcast and be like, no, fuck it, I'm on holiday, I'm going to do what I want. And I think we've kind of covered that. I think if you're relatively new into your diet and you don't want to fall off the bandwagon just because you're going away, then there's definitely other things you can do. Like normally salad, whether you're at a barbecue, whether you're on holiday, wherever you're at in the summer, certainly is normally an option. Just things like salad. You can have a smaller plate, so you're not eating as much. Let's be honest, mate, a lot of the stuff that comes off the barbecue meat is high protein. Yeah, of course, you can eat too much of it. It's quite high in calorie, but it's quite dense. You know, it's not a bad shout. Just maybe be a bit more cautious of the sauces that could be high in sugar and stuff like that.
The buns, the cheese.
The crisps, all the crap that comes with it. But you can, if you're thinking, no, do you know what? I don't want this to ruin my...
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, my progress. So there are some really good options out there. And I'd encourage you to look at a smaller plate. A smaller plate psychologically does make a big difference. If you fill it up with some meat, that's quite filling. Give yourself a bit of time between eating. I think a lot of the time when we overeat, we do it and we don't realise we're full, so we continue for that little bit longer, and then you get that feeling of, God, I feel like shit now.
Yeah. There's a whole sort of area of like social pressure in these situations that because you're on holiday or because you're it's Christmas or it's a special family event, the pressure's there that you must sort of eat and drink, but you are in control of this. You can sort of just try your best to sort of have that polite refusal, say thanks, but I don't need that much today.
Do you know what, mate? What works really well for me? And this is a bit sly, and it's a lie. But, like what I find works really well for me is when people are coming, oh, go on, just have a beer, and it's a hot day.
Yeah.
I will sometimes say I feel really dehydrated at the moment. I just need a glass of water.
Yeah.
And people then stop arguing with you. They just give you a glass of water because, oh, you're dehydrated. You better have that before you start drinking. Whereas if you just go, no, I don't really fancy one yet, I'll wait. And then you get this like, oh, come on, let's just start drinking.
Yeah, it's like a red flag to a bull, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you say, no, I'm not drinking today or something. It's almost it winds up though the other guy saying, oh, come on, just have a few beers, get involved, enjoy it, and all that. And it's and maybe there's a change of tact on there. I guess the easy way out these days is to be the designated driver, and if you're driving, then people leave you be on that side of things.
Yeah.
But again, you can sort of control your alcohol sort of consumption. You can, I don't know, so you're having drinks and that, and maybe you can filter in a non-alcoholic drink whilst throughout that and everything. And if it's cocktails, then nobody knows any different anyway.
Yeah.
You can get a non-alcoholic beers these days. And you said there, starting to have a bottle of beer with your mates. That's what you're there for, and you're having that social and that catch-up time, and it's not, you're not sort of piling on one after the other, so to speak. So, but it's a holiday, it's a special event. We've got to kind of maintain a bit of perspective on this. We can't get too guilty about it. It is just a moment in time. And that's how I try and feel about this. You're not going to, your weight loss journey won't be defined by one holiday, by one sort of family occasion, or one sort of like get together with your mates and everything. It's just a step along the way. And I've often said this, and when I've spoke to sort of my diet consultant, when I did the Cambridge weight plan, and when I spoke to sort of, talking to Sean, our coach at Man v Fat, and it was, I never got fat or overweight because of one night out, one holiday. I got overweight because of what I did in the day to day. And that's where you need to sort of work it out. I know my dad went to a dieting group once, and the key takeaway he took from their meeting was it was just after Christmas. And they said, it's not what you did between Christmas and New Year that's the problem. It's what you do from New Year to Christmas. That's what you need to focus on. I thought that really was a really good takeaway from that.
It's really good.
And so it's a moment in time. So don't beat yourself up about it. If you're going to have a holiday and you put on a few pounds, then so be it. But you'll get back in the game and carry on from there. So it's Yeah.
The other thing I'd say is if you're going away for a week, or certainly if you're going away for 2 weeks, is that you could do a day of whatever, and a day of, right, I'm going to eat healthy. So
yeah,
because the problem is we all know, don't we? If we go abroad for 2 weeks, and a week in we've had an ice cream every day, a burger every day for dinner, a few beers, you're going to start feeling like crap towards the end of your holiday. You're going to
of course you are. Yeah.
Whereas if you're having that day on, day off, where you're letting your hair down a bit on a day, but then being on it again for a day after, you're still going to enjoy your holiday, and you're not going to get that crap feeling. I think that's quite a good tactic as well. Yeah.
But just sort of like relating it to my own sort of weight loss experience. So I started my weight loss journey at the beginning of the year. And I said to my diet consultant from the get-go, I've got these things planned. So I started beginning of the year, but I went to Cheltenham races with my mates. And I said to her, look, I'm going and I'm going to enjoy myself. And that involved me having 10 pints of Guinness. And then we went out for a curry. And she said, okay, well, I can tell you not to, or I can tell you to try and limit things. But if that's not how it is, prepare for it. And then when you finish, get back on it. And almost by having that time to prepare for it and think about it, that's what I did. And it was literally just like a blip in the road. And then I weighed myself the following week, and I actually still lost weight. I didn't lose as much as I had in the previous weeks, but I still lost weight. And so, again, you can factor these things in. A little while after that, I had a sort of UK holiday, went up to Blackpool, took the kids up there. Lovely. We had fish and chips, we had sticks of rock, we had candy floss, we had a Burger King one night. But again, I was a bit more mindful of it. I took a few diet bars up with it, so I didn't have like a bacon sandwich every morning for breakfast. I did have a couple of mornings where I just had my diet bar, and that just ticked me over, and it just saved me a few calories. But because it's with the kids, it was active as well. So we were swimming every day. We had a few days in Blackpool in the town. We did the pleasure beach. It's a full day walking, so you're getting 15,000 steps in. We did another day doing like round by the tower and that. Again, you get your steps in. So it wasn't like we just sat on our arse all the time. And I did enjoy some food, but then I did do my bits to burn it off as well. And so again, try your best to sort of keep it active. And then I've had a few other things through that. I had my birthday, I turned 40, so I had a weekend where I enjoyed my food. But then I prepared for it. I was ready for it. And then once I'd finished, I was back on the wagon again and carrying on. And I just think, if you just prepare yourself for it, know that it's coming, make peace with that, and then know that it's going to happen, but have yourself ready to sort of hit the ground running when you come out the other side of it. That's the best way to go about it.
Yeah, I totally agree, mate. Totally agree.
And it's almost as if you don't prepare for it, then you just fall back into the bad habits. So I just think, get yourself in the game. Understand that it's like holidays and sort of family events and sort of meals out with friends. They're going to happen. They may sort of go against your sort of weight loss plan, but it doesn't mean that's the be all and end all. It doesn't mean that you fall off the wagon after that point. It just means it's part of life. It's so important, food and drink within sort of society and how we sort of do things and how we celebrate things. So we want to sort of keep things going. So so that's my take on things, Darren.
Yeah, just a final thought. Like, I was camping in Snowdonia last week with some family, and I got a 19-year-old brother-in-law.
Yeah,
and I do think that the younger generations drink a lot less than we certainly did when we were 19.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're far more health conscious.
Yeah,
generally speaking. And he was doing things like in the mornings we cook, maybe a bacon and egg sandwich on a grill. And what he would do is he would boil some water, have a packet porridge, but he went out and bought some frozen berries just to stick in the cool bag.
Okay.
So they're slowly defrosted over the days, but what he was doing is he was just adding them into his porridge. He was buying protein bars from a shop to fill them up. And he was saying it's not perfect, but it's better than biscuits, it's better than other stuff. So yeah, I definitely think we're the right amount of prep, and depending on what your mindset is, there's so many options, and you can definitely keep going with your diet through holiday if you want to. But if you don't want to, then don't beat yourself up. But if you're lucky enough, you might get away 2 weeks in a year. So that gives you 50 weeks to get back on it.
Absolutely. And so, don't beat yourself up about it. We all enjoy these times, and we don't want to make your diet or your weight loss journey a prison sentence at the end of the day. It's you've got to enjoy it. You've got to feel good about it coming the other end. So have those moments, but prepare for it. Maybe just adjust slightly while you're in it on the holiday. Maybe don't go quite so heavy as you would have done previously. But if you do, and again, don't beat yourself up, come back out the other side, get yourself back in the game, and just be ready to have a plan for when you come home, that you're ready to get back on the weight loss journey. And if you do that, your weight loss journey will continue to be successful.
Cool. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, check out our social media. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, guys.